Hello everyone and welcome back to another tips vlog.
Today we're going to be talking about some red flags to look out for when auditioning or finding work as a freelance actor. So Marsha and I have been acting for a long time now. A lot of that time we have been freelance, we've had agents here and there, but I know especially at the start of my career after graduating from acting college, there was a whole couple years where I was freelancing and auditioning. I can't even tell you how many auditions I did. Definitely learnt a lot through that as a young 19-year-old girl.
Yeah, and I think for me, I was thinking about it today, it's coming up to my 8th year. So starting out the first 2-3 years, that's when I've learned the most. And through that, I'm just like you, I'm able to give all these tips. The person who's making the project, whether it's a producer, filmmaker, or director, they want you on board without ever seeing any of your stuff.
Yeah, so maybe you are on a casting site and your profile is currently blank. So maybe you haven't uploaded anything yet or done anything yet. And someone is like, yes, I want you on board my project, but they haven't seen your reel. They don't know what work you've done.
I find a lot of times that people who do cast like that, they're more so casting either based on a certain look or something like that, which is, to me, it's not that great because acting is still a craft, and skill and all that stuff is involved.
Yeah, and if they are someone who's professional, they're going to want to have seen some type of work or know that you studied somewhere or you've done something to want to get you on board to make the best project possible.
Yep. And then, saying that, there's also the other side of the spectrum is if they don't have any work to show for it, I'd say that's even more sketchier.
Yeah. So on casting websites, again, we have Star Now here in Australia, you'll find auditions on there and they're meant to be reviewed, those auditions. You'll get the audition notice, and then if you can't find the name of the person who's put the audition out there, or you can't find any website from them or any previous work, then you've got to be wary of that.
Even just looking up their profile
on Instagram.
On Instagram, YouTube, if they have stuff on there, and just doing a quick review on, what they've done. And if you can't find anything, there's something up.
The next point is professionalism. So say you've applied for the audition and they've said, okay, we'd like you to audition, and either they don't really write their email correctly, it's not very professional, there's not enough details, maybe they're constantly changing their mind. A professional is going to be okay, we have these set audition dates and it's at this location, it's at this time. If you can make it, here's the script. That's how it should be sounding.
Yeah.
Relating to that professionalism, really have a think about what are they asking from you as well. If they're asking you to do a nude scene and there's absolutely no warning, there's no guidelines or a contract, or there's certain guidelines for things like that, and that's to protect actors as well. And if they're asking that of you or expecting that of you especially, and your safety is most important, I feel if there is a director wanting that from you, there should be a specific reason in the script for it, not just for no reason at all. And I'm sure they should be doing their best to make sure you're comfortable as well.
All right, so if this next point, it's very much about following your intuition. So when you do talk to this casting director or whoever it is, getting a sense of who this person is. So many people out there that, maybe they're making things with wrong intentions or they're not in it for the right reasons.
Yeah, and it's very easy these days for somebody to buy a camera and call themselves a filmmaker. It's a very easy way to take advantage of people. I know some friends who've unfortunately been taken advantage of in regards to that, just because they're so passionate about acting and they just wanted to be in a project and then it didn't turn out the way they hoped.
And if you feel the sense that there's something wrong, just follow your gut.
Yeah. And another thing I'll say on that is if you are, for example, an actor from a different ethnic background, like us, for example, something that we'll look out for is, has this director worked with other people of colour on their films? Did they cast people who look like us?
Australia is very diverse, like any Western country, and if I do see something that's just very much geared towards one race and there's no reason for it, then it makes me wonder, why haven't they casted diverse people?
Or why aren't they opening up the opportunity to everybody? That means, maybe that's not someone I really want to work with. Or even if you can look at their previous work, like what's it like, for example, if it's a guy and it's very misogynistic based, maybe they cast models and there's a lot of nudity and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to work with that person.
I mean, that happens. I mean, we've known a few, so don't think it doesn't happen, because it does happen.
It happens a lot.
And it is an industry where there's a lot of people being taken advantage of. So just be wary of that. When you're at the audition, there's a few red flags that you need to look out for. And the first one is the location.
Yeah. So you should get the audition details and location before you go. I would always make sure I look it up on like Google Maps, like where is this place? Like, is it legit? I would say also like what time of day are you going there as well? You should always let someone know where you're going to be if you're going by yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're not sure, it's good to take someone with you just for your safety in case.
Yeah, I mean, it could be as dodgy as, I'm a casting for this role, but it's going to be at this place. But when you get there, it's like, just come in the room or something like that.
Yeah. You just want to be careful. I think as soon as you get to the audition as well, if
it's just one person,
there's a very different feeling between you going there and there's like 5 other actors waiting with a script in their hand in a proper location, compared to going there and nobody's there, and then you get there and only the director's there. And this is something that someone I know went through, unfortunately. She went to this audition and the director was there, and he had also asked her to audition without seeing any reels, which is already, like we said, not a good thing. And he said, I'm going to read for the other actor. And this just happened to be a kissing scene too.
Man.
Yeah, so that wasn't good. It's a lot about intuition. If you don't feel comfortable, if you go to the audition and you don't feel like you vibe with the directors or the people there, that's a good indication of how it's going to be when you actually film. So if you're not comfortable now, how are you going to feel when you actually do the project?
And on that, just a final note, don't stress so much about whether you're going to get it or not, because if it's a really professional set, everything will run smoothly. All the red flags will be green. And if it's not, there are other opportunities out there. I mean, there's always so many indie films and short films when you're starting out. So don't feel like I need to get this, otherwise I'm not going to have an acting career.
Yeah, and rejection is just one rejection. Like every actor, every famous actor you can think of has gone through rejection. So don't be hard on yourself that you've got to get this role. You've got to do this so you can get this role. There's always another one if you're not feeling like this is a good thing to do.
Those are our tips for how to avoid red flags when you're auditioning or being casted. Good luck on all your auditions, and hopefully if you like this video, then give it a like and subscribe. If you have any other videos that you would like to, any other tips,
let us know and then we'll make a video on it too.
All right. Thank you guys, and talk to you next time.